So what's up, chat? Welcome back to the fucking casuals. We're here with Sammy, we're here with Trisha, we're here with ZS.
Woo, woo.
Hey.
Let's go. No Tana in studio.
Yeah, no Tana in studio. Where is he?
Missing another day of work. He said, I'm too lazy. Don't really feel like showing up today.
I wouldn't believe that. I think he's probably in Saudi right now.
Saudi?
Is he?
Why would he be in Saudi?
He didn't tell us that.
For his actual job?
What are you talking
He didn't
about?
tell us that.
Okay.
For his actual
Yeah.
job.
Last. This is his actual job.
My
You're
bad,
on a very
my bad.
tight ship
My
here, bro.
bad, my bad.
Anyways, Zaal, welcome back. Thanks for doing the intro, bringing the
welcome.
energy.
You're welcome.
You guys already know Zaal, famous WWE super fan and also Arsenal super fan and also most importantly, a casual ultra. We also have ZS back there. ZS, what's up?
Nothing much, bro.
The only
ready.
non-Arsenal fan in this room,
Oh, that's
This
so
is-
cool.
Yeah. In this
right?
room.
Chelsea
Yeah,
fan.
For sure.
And last but not the least, we have a very, very new and special guest, Trisha Thakkar.
Woo!
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
We have really special people on our pod usually. They're either entrepreneurs or like go on Shark Tank and all. I have nothing much to say about you, unfortunately, but apart from the fact that you're an Arsenal fan. But Trisha, welcome. How does it feel to be in the casual studio? It's a long time coming.
Long
We've been-
time coming. I was actually going to say that.
Exactly.
Someone's been asking me for like a year now.
Yeah, and she's like, talk to my agent, talk to my agent.
I said talk to my boss.
She did say that. But yeah, welcome, Arsenal fan. I'll just get into it. How did you start supporting Arsenal?
Why did you
Actually-
start supporting us?
Okay.
Both.
Yes.
It's a true prong.
It's
question.
actually it's a really weird story. I was actually a child and my cousin was
So was I.
As a former child myself,
No, I'm 25, okay? I was a child.
like we're any younger or something, bro.
Anyway, so my cousin brother used to support Arsenal and I had no idea about football, about teams, nothing. I thought the only teams that existed were Barcelona and Man United at the time because everyone was like, Ronaldo, Messi. I would go for sleepovers like every weekend. He would always watch Arsenal. I had no clue. I thought supporting Arsenal would mean I'm different and unique. So it just happened. Started watching like that. And then when I actually went for my master's in London, I realized that I was a glory hunter, apparently, and not a minority. But in this city, we are one.
You can't possibly be a glory hunter and support Arsenal. It is not possible.
You speak to fans from England and then tell me
There's no
that.
glory in it.
No,
Where's the glory?
There were fans, like Spurs fans, Reading fans telling me that. So come on.
Spurs fans or anything is glory to Spurs fans. Yeah.
But I get their point, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Arsenal is one of the more famous clubs. You have the
It is.
Invincibles.
In this city, we're considered lesser than everyone else.
Where?
Yeah.
In
Genuinely.
Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big bunch of us, but like United, Chelsea, Barcelona, there's so many.
I think it's
But
probably
then-
the second biggest fan base in England. Arsenal.
Arsenal's
Probably,
massive there.
yeah, I would
Probably
guess so.
bigger than
United,
Liverpool.
United,
Arsenal,
United,
then
Arsenal,
Liverpool
yeah.
probably.
Definitely.
I guess,
Chelsea's
that's
small.
a good
Chelsea's
Liverpool have a
small.
massive
Small
fan
club.
base in the Far
Small
East,
clubs,
like
small fan
Malaysia and
base.
all those countries. Liverpool are really massive there for some reason. I don't know why.
But I wouldn't
yeah.
imagine Liverpool are big outside the Scouse region, right?
No, I
Outside
said-
Liverpool.
No, but I said in
No,
the
no,
Far
in the-
East.
in
yeah.
the UK.
In the UK, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah.
would say Arsenal, United, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea also, I think, is pretty big in the UK. I don't know. GS, you can
I
affirm.
mean, London teams I think are relatively bigger just because
The market. Yeah.
The market is bigger there.
or we can just defer to someone who actually lived in London for some
Yeah.
time. Or England.
Did you encounter more Chelsea fans or more Arsenal fans?
Arsenal. I genuinely, I'm not even just saying
That's
that to
fair.
you. But
No,
like for
they
real.
are definitely a bigger fan base.
Yeah.
More idiotic, but bigger.
Also true. Anyway.
Also, apart from being an Arsenal fan, Trisha is an amazing FPL player, right?
I am.
She is.
I'm not bad.
And
Can
an
you help
act-
us?
Actually, not bad.
Please help.
yeah, we did terribly. Actually, Zias, we needed to follow up. Did you give him?
I have the video actually.
Oh, you have the video? We need to post
I'll
that.
put it here in this
So
video.
we had a season-long FPL,
Yeah.
and we were depositing money in it every week, and we stopped somewhere along like the 20th game week, but we still had a lot of money in it, and we gave it to the eventual winner.
Seabao.
Seabao.
Seabao. So congrats, Seabao. Hopefully you got. Put the video in.
Yeah, I'll put it in here.
Cool.
Boom.
Oh my god, the big boy note. The 50 that doesn't exist, bro. I've been blessed.
How much is in there, bro, total?
20 more no shit, man. There are a couple of 500s now.
Couple of 500s.
Alright,
It's a big boy.
and more 20s. And more 20s.
200, dog.
That's another 500.
Another 500, boy.
let's get into it. Incoming transfers. I'll defer to Trisha first. Rate these new signings out of 10. These are Arsenal signings. By the way, if you guys haven't realized, this is an Arsenal takeover pod. Number 1, Martin Zubimendi. Let's go, Trisha.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say 10 for now. I'm not gonna give any signing 10 unless they show something. I'll say probably an 8.5. I think the way Arteta wants his team to play, I think the way Zubimendi fits in that role is really good. You have your ball playing midfielder, Spanish midfielder. Only thing, I mean, he's not prem proven yet, but I think he'll be fine. Also, in the Euros when Rodri was injured and he came on, I hadn't seen much of Zubimendi, but when he came on, brilliant, and I'm very happy with the signing. I think he'll fit well.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard of him too.
Yeah.
Was that Euro final or semi-final?
Okay, so I'm going to give the signing a 10 out of 10 for the simple fact that
Zaal is so excited.
No.
him.
First of all, for the simple fact that we've needed a player like this for ages. We had Jorginho, who played a kind of similar role to man. I don't know if you all remember, but in our 23-24 title run, we lost only one game, that was to Villa, and during the entire run, it was Jorginho and Rice playing in the two-man midfield. Zubimendi is more of an upgrade on Jorginho in terms of mobility. He can break the press better. He's an excellent passer of the ball. Vertical passing, sprays the ball really well. 60-yard passes, 30-yard passes. Doesn't matter. Inside of the foot, outside of the foot. He's got every pass in his locker. He breaks up play really well. And finally, I get to see the back of Thomas Partey at my football club. So that is...
See you number 5.
It's a massive plus for me. So I really am looking forward to seeing him play in an Arsenal shirt. I really am.
He's definitely an upgrade to Partey.
I think
for
Zubimendi
sure.
coming in meant that Partey was going
leaving.
out, and
Thank
that
God.
actually contributes to Zaal's rating, I think.
Yeah,
in some
no,
way.
That's actually fair then to give it to him.
100%. Because, I mean, I would have liked it if we had kept Jorginho for one more year, just as an experienced head in the team. But having Zubimendi starting alongside Rice is a dream come true. Hopefully, they
Yeah.
can both stay injury-free this whole season, and we'll see what we do this year.
Okay, great. I think I'm going to go with Zaal on this 10 out of 10 rating because it's a like-for-like replacement and an upgrade, in
It
fact.
is an upgrade, yeah, for sure.
And I get your point too. Can't give anyone 10 who hasn't proved
I mean,
anything
I
for
just need to
Arsenal.
see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
In my club, that's it.
Yeah, but
One game and I'll give it 10 on 10.
100. Fair
I mean,
enough.
United's our first game of the season.
then easy, yeah.
If he bosses the midfield, then you've got your 10 out of 10 rating already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always look everything from a Wenger era lens where we would let players go and not sign replacements or sign
yeah.
replacements that are very, very, very bad. This doesn't seem like that at all. So that's why, kind of biased, that's why I had to agree with Zaal with the
fair
10.
enough.
Number 2, Christian Norgard. A little surprising in some ways, but a good
think
signing nonetheless.
I don't mind the signing at all. I feel like I'm a big Twitter girl, okay? It's not like I get my opinions from Twitter, but it pisses me off seeing other fans, right? Like there's a section
You
of Twitter.
influence the culture
Yeah.
on Twitter.
There's a section of Arsenal Twitter that is the worst, okay? Overreactionary, horrible, culty people. Like, they suck and needs a cleanse, but they overreacted so much on this guy's signing, and I'm fine with it. Like, damn good backup. Jorginho is leaving. He's prem-proven. He had a great season at Brentford. I think it's a good signing. It's not like he's going to start games, but I think he's great to be a
8.5
squad
again?
player. No, yeah. Why not?
I'll probably agree with her 8.5 out of 10 as well for Nordgaard. He had a really good season last year. People are kind of underrating how well Brentford actually did play last year
Agreed.
with Wissa, Mbeumo, Nordgaard, all of them. But
I don't think anybody was talking about Norgard.
no, but I'm just talking about them as a team.
FPL asset?
Them as a team. Oh yeah, I mean, she would know better than us in terms of FPL, right?
Fair.
Yes?
He got his points.
Yeah. So, no, not only because of that. I think Jorginho and Partey both leaving opened the door to us signing at least 2 new midfielders.
Yeah.
Probably Miles Lewis-Kelly will get some minutes in midfield as well. Hopefully, I really like to see that. But, I mean, he'd be great like in our backup games, like the Carabao Cup games or FA Cup games, early rounds at least, where, you can give some of your more experienced or more minute-driven players a rest, like Rice or Zubimendi. And I think Odegaard's probably going to play 99% of our games, but still, yeah. So, Nordgaard's a good signing.
For sure. Seems like a very thoughtful, well thought out signing. And lastly, Kepa. I'm going to start with Zeus for Kepa. Let's rate Kepa out of 10, the signing. You have had some incredible experiences with him as a Chelsea fan.
Kepa might genuinely be one of the best shot stoppers in the world. He can't do anything with his feet. He's not a modern goalkeeper. And if there's a penalty shootout, make sure he's subbed out before. That's the only tip I'll give Arteta.
I would actually
you
love
know what?
to see.
If he sees that, he's getting thrown out from the club. Arteta is taking no. He's a dictator. He's so
They ordered
fucked.
nuclear strike on him while he's standing at the goalkeeper's
I swear.
Dude, but genuinely, Kepa,
Arteta bin Laden, bro. Love it.
insane backup keeper. Might be one of the best backup keepers in the Prem.
Fair enough.
What rating would you give it actually out of 10 as a signing? Like if you didn't know Kepa played for Chelsea before and you signed him for 5 million right now after the season he's had at Bournemouth,
For 5 million,
yeah,
I would say it's like a 7.
fair enough. Fair enough.
If it was anything more than 5 million, like a 5.
I mean, you all paid 75 for him,
Yeah,
so I mean,
was just
it
gonna
is what
say
it
that.
is.
Yeah, I would agree with that though. I mean, I don't mind Kepa as backup. There's no
Kepa as
problem.
backup for some random
Yeah.
cup games to give Raya a rest.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, last season we had Neto who was cup tied.
Exactly.
We signed a cup
Literally.
tied goalkeeper, which was the dumbest decision I've ever seen. I'm also happy that Edu's gone finally.
Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
finally we can have someone who actually negotiates our deals instead of just paying release clauses from the
Yeah.
start. So let's see how that goes. I mean, Andrea Berta's coming with a good repertoire or a good CV, you could say. I mean, he even signed Julian Alvarez for Atletico Madrid. So I mean, I think he knows what he's doing, and let's see how it goes.
You know, I love this guy. When he was at Atletico and Partey was there, they had some weird issue or something. I read this somewhere. And
They wanted to pay him.
Partey
He wanted his
more
agent.
wages,
He
yeah.
wanted his agent to get another 10% on top of
On
the
top of the-
re-signing
yeah.
bonus. Berta said, "Look, bro, we're not interested," and that's why Partey actually
That's why
left.
Partey came to us.
Atletico.
Yeah, and then
That's amazing because Arsenal has historically had a lot of issues with the
Yeah.
technical director and
Exactly.
agent fees and signing all these.
I mean, we signed Nicholas Pepe's agent. We gave him what 20 million or some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
That guy Vinay Venkatesh or someone was
The CEO at the
CEO,
time.
yeah.
was then.
But you know, that's why I think Partey is
sacked.
leaving now because he asked for more wages and maybe Arteta still wanted him, but Berta was like, nah, fuck off.
And Zaal, of course, wanted him
Yeah.
at the club. too.
I've wanted Partey gone for the past 3 years, but that's another story.
So let's get a great segue from players going out, from players coming in to going out to going out. Let's go to players going out. Rate their Arsenal career out of 10. I think more than 2 have gone out, but we are just going to talk about the 2 major ones. Number 1 is Thomas Partey. Trisha, I'm going to let you start
I
again.
was ready, man.
Look, are you just doing that because I'm a woman?
I did not say anything.
No, because once
I
that starts, he
see-
won't stop.
I don't. Once I put these glasses on, I don't see gender or religion or
colour.
color.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly, I'm not gonna rate him high at all. As a player, okay, when he's good, he's great, fine. He covers ground, good midfielder, strong midfielder, but no, like not for Arsenal. Like the amount of mistakes this guy has made that has lost us many important games. He's experienced, but still stupidly gets cards and misses the next game when we're in a Champions League run. Like that's not whatever. And off the field, everything, as genuinely as a woman, I cannot rate this guy high at all. I'm gonna give him a 2.
Fair enough. I mean, you clearly don't.
I do not like him.
You
I
don't
need
buy
him out
into
of my
the
club.
separate the art from the artist.
Should I carry on with this?
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make it a little philosophical.
I have
go.
actually wanted Partey gone for the past 2.5 to 3 years from our club, simply starting firstly with his off-field issues, and then secondly we moved on to his rapidly declining athleticism, his inability to stay fit for more than half a season. The only time he decided to stay fit for a season was when he actually was in his contract year, which was this year,
Right.
where he wasn't even that good. People have made him out to be like our best midfielder this season. He's not. I mean, Jorginho, for even the limited minutes he played, was better than him this year. Declan Rice was by far our player of the season, and he plays in
Yeah,
midfield.
who was calling Thomas Partey your best midfielder?
AFTV.
Must be toxic Arsenal fans. Yeah.
AFTV and those weirdos online.
Those weirdos
There's no
online.
way
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
actually saying that he was
See,
better than Rice.
Yes, I'm not. Yes, you think I'm lying? Like
you think he's lying?
No, you know he's not. There are weirdos online. I am a weirdo online as well. But that section of fans that defend this guy is
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's really
It's weird and
it's really weird. And I
yeah.
mean, his off-field issues, like, I wanted him gone since then. But I
Yeah.
mean, talking about even being on the
On the
pitch,
field.
he's not been able to stay fit. He has cost us time and time again. Trisha just listed the Champions League semi-final. Both the goals we conceded in the second
were
leg
him, yeah.
were both his fault. His man marking on set pieces is horrendous. He gets bullied constantly off the ball. He continuously tries to play a pass that's not usually on for him, and those long shots
Long
of
shots.
his,
Oh my
which he
god.
sends into the stratosphere. Another concept
that
altogether.
one shot that
the
actually
Southampton
worked.
game 2 years ago.
The North
which
London
didn't
derby
work.
one, the Tottenham one,
that
was the only one that I let
versus
go
Spurs,
of.
yeah,
But
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 every other
wasn't
shot,
that
it literally...
like a mistake too? It came off his shin, right? It
Who
was a-
cares?
it was
I
a-
don't even know
It was
at
a
this point.
volley or a half volley, right?
Honestly,
That
who
came off his
cares?
shin.
Yeah.
Good riddance, and thank you for leaving. Seriously.
Yeah, goodbye, honestly.
For anybody wondering, Zaal doesn't have a teleprompter behind that cap.
This is the first time I've actually said his name. I usually just do hashtag number 5. I just don't call his name. Yeah, it's just disgusting.
So hashtag number 5, I agree with both things you have said about hashtag.
Wait,
number
I'll give it a
5.
rating of him. As
Yeah.
Arsenal
oh yeah,
career.
I
yeah.
gave 2.
Yeah, 1 or 0. All right, moving
I was
on.
just being
So 10.
generous then.
The
1 or
According
0.
to me, the best ability is availability.
Yeah, and he wasn't available for
he
4
wasn't
years.
Yeah.
available. But whenever he was, he would make an impact. He would change the team a little bit because he was that important to the system.
You have some games like
but
that.
there's
yes,
no,
you had some
But
games
Sammy,
like
can I
that.
tell you something? This argument absolutely has no legs to stand on, because when we had our best run, when we went 18 out of 19 games, when we won 18 out of 19 games in the league, when we lost that one game to Villa, it was Jorginho and Rice the whole time. Jorginho and Rice ran the Premier League midfield for those 6 months. And Zeus, you can laugh, but you know our score lines. We beat you all 5-0 during that time too.
So I was getting.
No, but
heated.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. All this is true. From an eye test.
Laugh, bro. He got a Ballon d'Or
Why are
podium for
you
your
laughing
club.
about Jorginho? He was
No,
completely
Jorginho was
fine.
UEFA Player of the Year with Chelsea, and then he
Yeah.
went to Arsenal and became shit.
He wasn't
He
He wasn't
Shit,
shit
bro.
whatsoever, Zeus.
He didn't play,
see, this is
man.
why, like, this
This
is what.
he did every game for half.
Every
for half
time
the year
he
when
did
Partey
play,
was
he
hurt.
stepped up. He
was-
mustn't have
was
made,
really
When
good.
like-
Partey was hurt, exactly. If he's so good, he should get a spot if Partey is available, no?
But no one is saying he's the
But
best
no one is
player.
saying, no one is saying he's our best player, but it was our best connection in our midfield that we've had.
Yeah, fair.
Cool,
And-
let's
and
move
to
on.
be fair, Odegaard was firing at that time as well.
Good
so-
riddance, good riddance. Move on.
Okay, move on.
Yeah.
One last thing on a player's going out. That's Kieran Tierney. I just had a question for y'all. What made Kieran Tierney such a fan favorite, despite him not achieving too much at the club? To be honest, he didn't play that much.
Yeah.
But for me, he holds a very special place in my
Very
heart,
special.
and I've seen that across different Arsenal fans. Zal, do you have an answer to that question?
No, 100%. I really like Tierney. I mean, poor guy couldn't stay fit. I mean, like you said, availability, like the best availability is actual
The
availability.
best ability.
Is your availability. That's a serious tongue twister. But no, I mean, when he signed, we were in kind of turmoil financially as well as like structurally within the club. Was signed by Emery. And
God, Emery.
Yeah, no, I mean, leaving that aside, yeah, thank God he's gone.
PTSD.
But when he signed, him and Bellerin had an excellent fullback partnership for the club. I mean, when Arteta came in, he kept on playing him, and him and Bellerin basically, I mean, they were fantastic for us in our FA Cup run as well. So they won us our only trophy in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was really nice having him. Poor guy just couldn't stay fit, and he went for a couple of loans as well. Couldn't even stay fit on his loans.
Yeah.
So at one point, you have to just say enough is enough and cut your losses while you can. I mean, he's been a great servant to the club. He's played when he can, when he could, and that's about it.
Glad he's going
Yeah.
back to his boyhood club.
I think, yeah, he's a great squad player to have. I think when we had like certain games, he was like one person that would stand out, that would like play for the badge. Like you could see on the field his passion, the way he screams, he's aggressive, he's fierce. Like you kind of need those players in the team. He was supposed to be our captain also once upon a time. Yeah.
I remember that.
And that one goal against West Brom, like I'll never forget it.
Yes.
Oh, with his right
brilliant.
foot, where
Yeah,
he
it was
just shot it around.
in
yeah.
the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Classic
Tierney is
PL
that
goal.
kind of player that fans will love. Like even if the club's losing, like he's coming onto a game that they're losing 3-0, 4-0, whatever. He's gonna play it like it's 0-0. He's gonna play like there's everything. He's gonna leave everything out on that pitch. So
It was really good because
Yeah.
the fans basically applauded every action he
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what type of game he was having. He really gave 100% when he could on the pitch for us. So
I feel like even when he came on for the last 3 minutes, 5 minutes, like everyone would clap for him. Like the cheers were heard, and he would give it his all, even if it was like 2 minutes.
we've had players like this before. I mean, we've had Aaron Ramsey, we've had Jack Wilshere, who have not been able to stay fit
Stay
for their
fit,
Arsenal
yeah.
Santi
careers.
Cazorla.
Santi Cazorla, Diaby, all these players who were technically very, very good and proper footballers, but then they can't stay fit for whatever
Jesus.
reason.
I feel like it's an Arsenal
Oh,
problem
man,
at this point.
Really breaks my heart. But there's no need to laugh about that.
Who did he say?
Jesus, Gabby
Fact,
Jesus.
he can't stay fit.
Poor guy, man.
Great
Like,
player.
if-
You know,
so
when that
unlucky.
first season we signed him.
Those 6 months were nuclear.
they were heaven,
with
honestly.
Jesus in the team. Yeah,
They
but
were
yeah,
so
it
much
is what
fun.
it is.
These
feel
two
like
are
we were full-
microcosm of Arsenal fans online.
No, those were just vibes. That was the
Yeah.
most fun I've had as an Arsenal fan.
No, it was
Arsenal's
100%.
number one left back right now is like their number one choice
Skelly.
is Lewis Kelly, right?
Yeah.
So if Lewis Kelly wasn't there, would you rather have Tierney stay or Zinchenko at left back?
Tierney. I'm sorry. I will leave right now if someone brings up
Tierney.
Zinchenko. I'm
Yeah.
the biggest Zinchenko hater. I'm sorry. You send him draft him
Wait.
back.
Zinchenko, do you hate Zinchenko more or Partey?
But
Okay, thank God. Thank
He
God.
takes Zinchenko.
She took an extra second to think about it. I was like, no, come on.
no. How is Party? Obviously, Zinchenko's like he's harmless, but like he's harmful. You know what I mean? Like he pissed me off.
He's
like,
a cancer.
Send him back.
To Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope he gets a nice move to Milan and he sorts out his career. But I think his career at Arsenal is definitely done.
I think
Yeah.
why Arsenal fans like Tierney, because he signed at a time where sincerity was missing from the squad, and he kind of symbolized sincerity, especially by tucking his shirt in
Shirt
every
in,
time
yeah.
he came on.
Discipline, what our coaches would tell us when we were kids.
Exactly.
You know?
So if you're a
got dropped for discipline, bro.
If you're a footballer listening to this, the first thing you can do is tuck your shirt in, and you have all the fans bought
Then you
on
get
your
your
side.
aura points from the start automatically.
Exactly,
so-
because it's old-fashioned, but nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
kind of like works in an opposite manner. But yeah, that was about it on in and out. Let's move on to transfer rumors. Ziz, you have anything to say? You feel like you're smiling a lot.
Oh, I'm just waiting for this first name to pop up.
So transfer rumors. Today I was just trying to do my research on the show. Two really well-versed Arsenal fans are coming on. So I was like, let me go to the source of truth, AFTV. And
Sammy's the big Trisha Twitter Arsenal fan.
And AFTV, the first headline was Arsenal has links to Nico Jackson.
Sometimes you gave me a heart attack.
According to the Times. And AFTV heard that and they put a poll about it. Do you want Nico Jackson in the team? And 99% of the fans said no.
1% was Chelsea fans.
Yeah, I think that 1% was actually Chelsea fan. But what do you guys think? Trisha, what do you think about the Nico Jackson links? Okay.
She's not even saying anything. No, she's speechless.
Just okay. If you want to win a title, just know.
Yeah.
That's full stop. Like, okay, he makes those runs. Okay, I'm gonna see a little. I'm gonna give like 1%. Good, fine. But have you seen the chances that he misses? I can score that blindly. Like, it's just ridiculous. The easiest of chances he'll miss. It's like he's like worse than Nunes sometimes. I feel like Darwin.
Oh,
Nunes.
100%.
Yeah.
He's way worse than.
Okay, he's not way worse.
Nunes is actually a ridiculous footballer.
Okay, I'm hating
No,
on
he's
Jackson
not
too
way
much.
worse than Nunes.
Jackson,
But he's worse than Nunes.
although over his last 2 years, his goal scoring numbers has not been bad.
Yeah.
We have to
That's
give him
what I'm
that.
saying.
But they could be incredible. That's the whole point.
Because
he
of
could
the easy
yes.
chances that
No,
he's
he
missed.
could
Like,
have
ridiculously easy
He
chances.
could have doubled or tripled his
Yeah,
goal
exactly.
tally with the
100%.
chances that Chelsea create.
But he is a hard-working player, like full effort all the time.
But sometimes he works a bit too hard and
Yeah.
gets sent off every second game. So I mean, like,
But like Trisha
do
said,
we
he makes
need more
those
red
runs.
cards in
he
the
does.
Arsenal
I'm sorry.
team?
He does make
yeah,
those
he does
runs.
make those runs. Sometimes he's making the runs into other players.
See,
And the best ability is availability, but he's never injured. He just has red cards
Yeah.
constantly.
I
And
feel like when he runs, okay, he's like trying, so like good for you, but like no, just no.
I know, as an Arsenal fan with our current situation with PGMOL and our referees record with red cards,
Absolutely
I'd
not.
rather not have someone who's susceptible to getting red cards in a team that doesn't usually receive red
Usually,
cards
yeah.
as well.
And also,
Yeah.
you can't tell your players that we're going to go challenge for a title and then sign someone like Nico
You
Jackson.
cannot.
100%.
Exactly what I
No,
said.
imagine
Title run, you
telling,
cannot have Nico Jackson up there.
Saliba and Saka, who are on the verge of signing new contracts, bro. Your starting striker is Nicholas Jackson. Make it work,
Yeah.
bro. It's not really going to spread confidence throughout the team.
100%.
So-
You can't have him in a title run.
Zius, you had anything on Nico
And-
Jackson?
Wait,
No,
but one
actually,
second. Weren't you
also-
guys
one
in a
second.
title run in the first half of the season?
We
Weren't
no,
you guys
never,
supposed? Nah, this
never.
is delusional.
This-
coming
We
right
were
there.
never in
He
a
said
title
future
race.
champs.
Future.
At the
Next
start.
year also future.
2 billion squad gets you front three of Pedro, Delap, and who?
Gittins.
Jamie Bino Gittins. Estevao Willian. Remember the name. Willian Estevao.
But doesn't he play in Palmer's position?
Isn't that
Who? No,
ridiculous?
right wing.
2 billion for that.
So who will wait?
We are way
Yes.
more profitable than Arsenal still.
That's because y'all have shady ways of doing your
It
business.
doesn't matter. We have
I
loopholes.
wish
This
we
is
had found
business.
loopholes in the system
This
the
is
same way they
business.
did. But apparently we have to do everything by the book. Anyway, it is what it is.
Okay, moving on.
We are by far the most
That's because
profitable
everyone
team in the
fucks us
Premier
over.
League.
Sure, man. I'm not gonna discuss finances of these Premier League clubs because they make no sense.
Honestly, I don't even understand it after a point.
Bring up 2
And
billion, I have to back
technically,
it.
no club is profitable. The only club that is profitable is Tottenham Hotspur, which is crazy.
No,
That is ridiculous.
That's overall
Overall,
profitable.
overall.
Yes.
Yeah, because of their
I'm
stadium
talking about purely
revenues and
stuff.
transfer-wise.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though we make ridiculously expensive signings, we do
I mean,
business.
your net spend is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what a Spurs fan
Way
told me
higher.
once? He was like, when they
Met
made
a
the
Spurs
news.
fan, okay.
Yeah,
I knew a lot of. I actually know like 2 Spurs fans in London.
Okay.
That's it. Like, out of the amount of people,
Yeah.
2. So they their new stadium. One of them told me they worked there. And they were like, they built the acoustics. They went to Emirates and they said it, and they were like, I'm gonna build it opposite of Emirates, and that's why their acoustics are so good. And basically dissing like the Emirates that our acoustics suck. And I was like, that's.
Our stadium is pretty old now, considering the fact that we moved there in 2007. It's been nearly 18 years since
Yeah.
we've
That's
not done
crazy.
anything to our stadium.
Yeah, they
Considering the
literally they
fact
went to
that-
Emirates.
Yeah.
Opposite, like it's
From
just,
Highbury
it's
to
just
the
sad.
Emirates. So what year did you start watching Arsenal play?
I don't even remember at this point. Like I don't remember anything as a child. Like I
Okay.
have no memory of
Wow,
what I
that's
would
what-
watch.
She was dropped.
Yeah, on the
her
head.
head.
Yeah.
That's
Just to bring it up, Nicholas Jackson over 2 years at Chelsea has 17 yellow cards just in the Premier League.
And for Arsenal,
For
and
Arsenal, that would be.
no, it would be 17 red cards if he
It's-
played for
Yeah.
Arsenal.
It's ridiculous, bro. Because even when me and my friends watch the game, we're like,
That's
you might
a-
all. It's like crazy. He's been banned like 4 times.
That's
now.
a yellow card every third game.
Yeah.
Which is what I was saying. He's unavailable every third or fourth game.
It's insane.
And also, I mean, there's no truth to the Nicholas Jackson rumors. We're just linked to any striker who's basically being made
I
available
feel like-
right now.
I think
Yeah.
this guy's gonna stay at the club.
No,
honestly.
actually, I agree
Ornstein-
with that. Every time there's a striker news, they like.
Ornstein, Fabrizio, and Hand of Arsenal, who is the most probably reliable source of Arsenal transfer Twitter news, has completely not said a single word about Jackson. They've
Yeah.
said that we have contacted Madueke, but that's probably not going to happen either because he doesn't want to compete with Saka for the starting right wing position.
He
And now,
is
on
not.
the, and now on the casual,
Yeah, exactly,
Zaal
you're right.
has
100% right.
Zaal has squashed the news too.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I've squashed the
Of
news, but
what,
I mean, I hope I haven't
Madueke?
reversed
No,
jinxed it.
not Madueke.
Not a bad second option though. Whenever
Of
Saka
Nico.
can't
Oh.
play.
I
Not
would-
terrible.
I'd rather not have him. I'd rather us just.
Who's the other option?
Vanieri
Down
is
the
there.
right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
No,
I would
I
rather
don't.
have Ranieri.
I think for Madueke, if he wants a starting position, that's not going to happen
Yeah,
at
sure.
all.
Yeah.
But if you really need a back, I think Saka's anyway overplayed. He needs his
Yeah.
rest. He plays every game. He's not needed for the cup games. I really don't think he needs to play that much. If Arteta's not going to give Noneri a chance, and if he wants to look at Madueke, he's a good squad player to have, but as a starter, definitely
I
not.
wouldn't even think he's a good squad player to have actually in
I think
rotation.
he's fine
He's
on
not
the
even a
bench.
starter for Chelsea.
I mean, you're going to
Isn't
commit.
he?
You're going to
Neto
commit.
plays
You're going to
down the
commit
right.
40 to 50 million to him. That's probably what Chelsea are going to ask.
No, that's ridiculous.
Probably.
Yeah, but that's
around
what they
40
probably
million.
ask. And then you counter
like
in his
30.
wages and English tax as well. You'd rather not have that. You have a homegrown talent in Vanieri who has shown that he can
So
play at
good.
this level. So might as well trust him and move on with it.
Yeah.
Or Semenyo from Bournemouth. That would be really nice.
That would be good.
That would be really, really good. As an
Yes,
option
But I
on either wing.
definitely think Saka needs a backup. Like,
Oh, 100%. We just need a winger in general. I've been talking to Sammy about this for, I think, the better part of a year now. About
So let's move on to the
Exactly.
winger rumors. What an incredible segue from Zaal. So what winger would you like to see at Arsenal? I know one is linked. We can talk about him. Rodrigo Ghost.
Dabba
He's linked
Ghosh.
to Kerala FC. Right?
Dabba
Yeah.
Ghosh. Dabba
Yeah, I
Ghosh.
mean,
Let's go.
Kerala
Kerala,
Blasters.
Humble beginnings at Kerala FC. Then
Kerala Blasters,
Kerala
Kerala
Blasters.
Blasters.
And then Goa FC. And and then at Real Madrid. But yeah, what do you think about Rodrigo Ghost?
I
And the
mean,
links.
Trisha, you want to go first or should I go this?
excellent. Like,
84
excellent player
million
to
is
have.
reported fee.
If we can spend that much, why not? Honestly, like, I love Martinelli, but come on, man. Like,
Who loves Martinelli,
just can
man?
I speak?
Come on.
I like
Let the woman speak.
Let the woman speak.
Wait,
I
you're
love
still open?
Martinelli.
How do you know?
I really like him, but last season, and so when he was fit, okay, fine, he had his little burst of goals, playing whatever. But now when we actually, it's about time. Like, I'm not giving Arteta more time than next season. If we don't win anything, enough. If you need to win, what do you say? Okay. If you need to win something, Martinelli can leave. Goodbye. I'm okay with that. Sign Rodrigo. I'm excellent player to have. Why not? I literally don't see the problem. But I just personally don't think it's going to happen. because right now he's not getting game time, right, at Madrid. But I don't think Alonso will want him to leave, and I think he will stick it out for one more season in Madrid. Like it's Madrid. Like I just don't see it happening. But if he comes, like I would love that. Great.
Yeah, I love him for Rodrigo. Speaking about Rodrigo, I love him for his versatility. And Arteta always signs those kind of players with the versatility, playing anywhere in the front three.
Yeah.
Of course, he's more of a winger, but I think that's why when we were linked to him, I was like, maybe he doesn't fit the bill for me. Isn't that, out and out star player? But just the fact that he can play on the left and the right, and even through the center if needed, I think we need to go and get that kind of player.
What is the link though? Is it just like an inquiry or is it?
Honestly, at this point, every Arsenal link is exploring or monitoring.
Yeah,
Scouting.
I think it's more of an exploring, monitoring, maybe an inquiry, because they've reported a fee which is 84 million.
I just don't see him leaving Madrid, to be honest.
I mean, every week, like every time Madrid are bound to play in the Club World Cup and whatever, and Alonso's dropped him from the starting 11 for, whoever's playing right now, whether it's Vinicius or that Franco Mastatuno, whoever they signed from Argentina right now, that new kid.
The striker, right?
He's an attacking midfielder, winger type player. But I mean, they said the only time they'll sell Rodrigo is if he himself requests a transfer out of the club. It doesn't seem likely.
Exactly.
So, it's nice to be linked to such a player. Obviously, it reminds me of the time that we would link to someone like Rice, where it's like a proper star signing that's coming into the club. Someone who's established himself in the Champions League and also played for one of the best, probably the best club in the world, which is Real Madrid. So, it's an excellent link to have. I doubt it will happen. I'm actually more on the side of us transitioning to someone like two wingers for the same
Price.
for 100 million.
Probably,
Like if you combine it, it's probably like someone like Eze, who we just got linked to a day or two ago, but it's been confirmed that we have actually held talks with his team and he's open to the move, which was from Ornstein. Ornstein has already said it.
Yeah.
I'd really like us to have Eze. I think he's a fantastic player. He gives us a lot of creativity off the left, which is something we've been sorely lacking because Martinelli dribbles with his head down for 90% of the game. You're a winger, bro. Get your head up and try and stay onside half the time, yeah? But, it's a really, really good link to have. And, Eze is good. I really wanted Bino Gittins to actually move to Chelsea for a really good price. I think of 50 million, 55 million, something along those lines. It's a really, really good price. He's a good 1v1 specialist, can break a mid-block down by himself. I'm talking about Eze right now, yeah? And
I thought you were talking
I
about
thought you were talking about Gittins too.
So, thanks.
No, but no, they're a similar type of player. But Gittins is obviously way younger. Eze is more experienced, of course.
Yeah.
He just won the FA Cup
I
with
just
Palace.
found out.
I just found out Eze is 27.
He's 27. He's
I thought he
entering.
was 23.
Same.
No, he's 27. He's entering his prime now. He just scored the winning goal for Palace in the FA Cup as well. So congratulations to Palace on winning the cup.
Yeah, a little bit late, bro.
Palace fans, welcome.
This is the first time I've been on the pod since whenever. So I'm going to congratulate Palace on winning the cup. You all beat City, so thank fuck for that.
You want to congratulate PSG or no also?
No.
For what?
Winning the Champions League.
Why not? They've really played the best football this season.
No, they deserved it. They really
their
did.
front line is just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué and Barcola. That's
That-
the greed they talk about in the Bible, man. That's the greed they talk about in the Bible.
Yeah, did we talk about the Champions League final after it happened on the pod?
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it was
Mollywalked.
It was a joke.
Mollywalked.
That was
Final
just-
in a final.
Yeah.
But they should be relegated to the Europa League for next season. How dare they come to the final and do that shit?
Yeah, that was I agree. But with Eze, I completely agree. Like he gives you your number 8, he gives you your number 10, left wing, on pens as well, right foot set piece
On
guy.
pens is a big one.
It's a big one. We don't have that set taker. We really don't. Like
Give it to Rice. Give everything to Rice at this rate, the way he's going.
give him captaincy as well at this
No,
point.
let's let Odegaard keep it for a season more. Let's see.
And moving on, okay, so that was the winger talk. Moving on, it would have been an
Sorry,
Arsenal.
I have to do one more shout out. I'd
Shout
love
out.
Rafael Leao at my club.
I would love Leao.
love
Oh
Leao
my
at my club.
God,
And they-
yes.
Dude, I feel like he is like one of those clip players or one of those those players who
No,
are great.
he's so
yeah,
good.
those comp player where he has amazing comps, but he might not be as consistent
No,
as
I
it.
had a friend who was an AC Milan supporter at university in Switzerland, and I'm just putting it out there for absolutely no reason, but he said Rafael Leao was generally one of the best players he's ever seen play for his club, and he supports AC Milan, and he goes like almost every week to their games. So
But
Yeah.
AC Milan have been shit.
Yeah, but I mean, but he's one of their best players, and I mean, the quality is there to see
Yeah.
when you see Leao play. I mean, even in the Nations League final when he came on, he was just going at players.
But
the
I
whole
would
time.
expect him to start for a team like Portugal.
But I would expect him to start for a team like Arsenal. I don't want to see Martinelli start anymore.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't wanna see Martinelli
I
start
agree with
anymore.
you, but I mean, would you have him? Would both of you have him over, say, a Rodrigo?
Who, Leao?
No,
Yeah.
I'd take Rodrigo.
No,
to
Rodrigo.
Be honest.
Simply, I think he might be a couple of years younger. Don't quote me on that. But simply for the fact that Rodrigo has done it for the best team in the world.
Yeah.
And he's shown that he can function in a system where he doesn't need to have the ball all the time.
That's the
So
most important thing. I
we
think, for
are
us.
our ball dominant side is the right hand side with Saka, Odegaard, and whoever else is, whether it's White
No,
or
that makes
Timber,
sense. Yeah.
overlapping on that side.
Yeah.
He can create his own shot. He can create his pass, left foot, right foot, Trivela, inside, outside, doesn't matter. So I really like a creative winger, and we need some oomph from the left hand side. You could call
I'd say
it.
get Rodrigo and Eze both.
We don't have the
Yeah.
facilities for
Yeah.
this.
I
We don't.
wish we lived in
Yeah.
that universe. But it wouldn't have been an Arsenal and an Arteta transfer window if we weren't linked to a centre back
Yeah.
or a defender, and we've been linked to Christian Mosquera. First time I'm hearing about this guy from Valencia. He's 20 years old, under 21 Spanish
I
talent.
think he's 21.
2021.
2021. I don't know when his birthday is exactly. If it's today, then happy birthday. But what do you guys know anything about him?
I've seen a bit of him. I've heard about him when, like, I think a couple of months before we got linked to him. I've not seen much, but I heard that, like, I think he'd be, because he's so young, I think he'll be a good backup to, I've heard he can play like both Gabriel and Saliba's position. So I think he'd be a great backup to have long term as well. So I think as a signing, why not?
I just don't want another centre back because we get
No,
trolled
fair enough.
every
We get
time.
trolled, but like fair. If we make the main sign, if we make the left wing signing, we make a winger, we
Yes.
make a striker, I'm fine with it.
Yes.
But that centre back, it can't end there.
I haven't seen much of him play, to be honest. From what I've seen on YouTube, I mean, YouTube can obviously lie to you because it's only comp clips. But I think he's a pretty okay player, pretty okay backup to have. We've been soiled. I mean, Saliba clocked the most number of minutes for us last season, him and Rice. We desperately need someone who can fill in that role. White was injured for 80% of the
Yeah.
season. Timber just recovered from an ACL and has to again go in for surgery this
Yeah.
off-season. Calafiori could barely stay fit. Zinchenko, the less said about him, the better in the defense. The only player who's actually been fit, and Gabriel was hurt for the entire remainder of our season
I know,
last year.
yeah, that was the worst
So
thing ever.
the only two defenders we actually had fit last year was Saliba and Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Skelly, yeah.
So
I think that was just unlucky, pure.
I think we're
because
just
we had
cursed,
enough, we had
honestly.
enough reinforcements. in
but I
every
mean, even
position.
if the backups are getting injured, what do you even
What?
do?
So that's why it's good to have it. Like, we'll get trolled. Who cares? We get trolled
Sign
anyway.
us.
We get trolled for finishing second when teams are
I would
finishing
actually like us to
16th.
sign two
Oh.
defenders.
So-
I would like us to sign two defenders. Mosquera, who we've just spoken about, and Jorel Hato from
Yeah.
Ajax, who is, I think, linked to Chelsea as well, if I'm not
Everyone is
mistaken.
linked to Chelsea
But
at
who-
this
yeah, but I
point.
mean,
Most profitable.
he's a very, very good player and can deputize at centre back, left back, wherever you need him to play. So I think Jorel Hato would be
Yeah.
my first choice, but let's see.
Okay, moving on to the most exciting links, which are the strikers. I'm just going to ask you guys to pick one out of the three.
Okay.
So we are linked to currently Gyökeres, as everyone knows, Sesko, and this French dude called Eki TK. Hugo Eki
Eki TK.
from Frankfurt.
Just say Hugo, man. It's just easier to say.
He's the youngest out of the three and the most unknown quantity. But yeah, pick one, Trisha.
Sesko.
Why?
Firstly, he's 6'5".
Hmm.
Secondly, he's younger. I think the way he plays, I think that's perfect for us again. Like, you have your, like, he makes those runs in. He bursts in from behind. I think he's great. Like, he's a typical, I think he's a combination of what, like, Haaland was at Dortmund versus what, like, Isak is now.
Okay.
And I think,
That might be the best striker on the planet if you combine those two
no,
qualities. But,
you know what I mean? Like,
That's a
half
good
of-
comparison, actually.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I think I would love Sesko.
Sesko as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an athletic freak.
Exactly.
I mean, there's this touch where they've clipped it down, obviously, like where he's, I think, not in training, but in an actual match, he may be like, his vertical might be like, he's 6 feet above the ground and controlling the ball with his leg, which is at his head height, which makes absolutely no sense for a guy who's 6'5". He has every shot in the book. One thing I really like about a striker is that they can take a snapshot, no backlift. They don't need time to take their shot. If he takes no time to take his shot, sign him up because we don't need someone to take 15 touches inside the box and then try and finish a shot.
Yeah.
AK Havertz or Jesus, you know. We have them. It's great. They're both very, very good players. Jesus, poor guy. But I'd really, really like us first to sign Sesko. It gives us a threat in the air as well. Very young, 21, 22. And his shot power is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I think there was a clip in the Bundesliga last season when he was playing against Bayern Munich. Him and Xavi Simons combined on a goal. Xavi Simons Trivela the ball to him from the edge of his own box. And with one touch, he Trivela the next ball beyond
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer.
Yeah.
From near the halfway line. I mean, that takes ridiculous skill to do. And I'd like any forward at this point because we seriously lack in that department. We were playing Merino up front for 6 months last year.
Shout out Merino.
I mean,
shout out Merino.
Shout out Merino,
shout out Merino
honestly.
because I mean he did a job as well as anyone could have for that Arsenal
No,
team.
he did a
And-
job way better than he
He-
was expecting.
Yeah.
He
No,
stepped
as-
up
even as a
when he was
striker,
needed.
Even if you put a striker there, I think he probably would match an actual striker's
He
goal
reminded
tally.
me of Prime Giroud. Merino.
Huh?
Merino.
Giroud.
Prime
Scorpion kick Giroud.
Giroud. Scorpion kick Giroud.
Yeah, yeah.
Prime Giroud is Chelsea Giroud.
Okay.
Like just before he left for Chelsea. But
He's not lying.
the way,
not lying.
no, I think Prime Giroud was just before he left for Chelsea.
No.
He barely played for Chelsea. He would come off the bench.
No, he was
not
starting striker
starting.
for a full year.
I love Giroud,
I
but
love
that one
Giroud too.
Monaco game has been stuck in my head for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
past
fair
10
enough.
years.
That's why I
I'll
said
never
Prime
forget
Giroud,
it.
man. Because the link-up play that Giroud
Yeah, that was
gave, nobody
ridiculous.
else gave us. Marino kind of got that in
Yeah.
involving everyone around him. And
Merino
of course,
in midfield was not fun. I did not enjoy that.
It was also directly related to Odegaard just having the worst
Worst
season he's probably
season,
had
yeah.
ever since he had that ankle surgery. He's
Yeah.
not been able to recover. But I think his last 2 to 3 months at the club, the last 2-3 months, not when he just came back, but his last 2 months, he was pretty solid. He got back to full fitness and things. But Odegaard needs to, I think, really step it up next season as well as
I
captain.
agree.
So, big question. I think we've established that the two most important positions that we need to reinforce are like either winger
Winger
or
and
striker.
Striker.
So, question is, if we could only sign one more player in the transfer window. So, we've already signed Kepa, Zubimendi and Norgard.
Norgard.
Just one more player. Would you either get in, say, Sesko, Gyökeres or Rodrigo, the winger?
Get a winger.
Yeah.
I am desperate for creativity from the
No,
left-hand side.
Not a winger, just like these players. So, like, either you want Gyökeres or Sesko as a striker or Rodrigo as a
Rodrigo. Because, I mean, we have Trossard and Havertz who can play up top. I mean, it's not... We keep saying that every single year, but I mean, they are viable options up top, especially if you have someone of the quality of Rodrigo playing off the left.
Yeah.
We've desperately lacked creativity from the left-hand side. Miles Lewis-Kelly is 18 years old. You can't expect him to invert into midfield, play left back, lock down the attacker, and play your incisive passes. You can't expect him to do all that, even though he probably is capable of doing all of this. He's been a fantastic player for us, but the left wing, definitely for me, the left wing.
Yeah, I completely agree. As you said, the Miles Lewis Kelly thing, I fully for that. And also, like, you have, even as much as you don't like Martinelli, he can also play
No, I
centre
like
forward,
him.
right?
I don't want him to start. I'd like him off the bench. I'd like him to play in some cup games
Fair
to
enough.
give the starting, because I mean, there's a point where you decide, okay, enough is enough. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
No,
you're a-
I'm
bro,
happy
you're a
if he leaves
winger,
too.
Get your head up.
Get your head up,
and
really.
dribble.
Like,
Head
all
up
he
and
sees is
dribble.
grass, I feel like.
Martinelli might be the worst winger in the Premier League.
Okay, let's not push it.
He might just be.
Okay, but I agree. So, like, you have people who can fill
You
that.
won't get me
like,
this time, Zeus.
you can have someone that fills that front position, right? I think creativity on the left is really, really missing. And I think if you have Rodrigo, even if you have Kai up front, you have Trossard, you have Martinelli up front, like, fine. I feel like if you have that left sorted, you would have more chances of the front doing a better job as well. So
Wouldn't you much rather get a striker and then have Trossard as an option down the left?
no, I don't.
That's his
He's lost
natural
all his
position.
space.
He
He's lost
doesn't.
all his pace.
Trossard
yes.
off the bench is great, but no,
Trossard
not
starting
as a
is
starter. Yeah.
Bottom tiers. Trossard starting
Trossard starting is
is not it, but
yeah.
Trossard off the left towards the end of the game is fine. But
Yeah.
he's lost all his pace, Zeus, even from his Brighton. He's nearly 30 now as well, so it's like.
Which is what
Which is
trips
nearly
me
my
out
age, but
about
like, I mean, what am I
Eze.
saying? But still.
What? That he's 27, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was 27. I thought he
Yeah,
was like 23, 24.
but Eze is like an athletic freak of
He
nature.
is,
Like the
he
way
is. He is a
moves,
baller, I love him.
But
he glides through the field when
Again,
he plays.
on Eze, he has a lot of injury problems. He's not available.
He was fit for the last 2 years. He's been fit.
Not last 2 years. I think the last season he was
Yeah.
fit, but the season before he was like in and out, right?
Yeah, I
it
think
was-
even
with Olise, it was
Yeah.
like very,
Yeah.
they didn't play much together. Only. That
Together,
was the
I
whole
love
was it
Olise.
an injury problem or was he fit and they didn't?
No,
play
it was just an
together?
injury problem.
Okay.
There's no way they're
I think
benching
if not Rodrigo,
Eze and Olise had a great combo. That 1-2 punch.
I
at
really
Palace.
liked
That's why I
Olise.
really wanted Arsenal. A 1-2 punch from the wings.
yeah.
Saka off the right. You probably can't get better than that in the league besides Salah. And then off the left you have whoever we sign now, which is anything
Let's
would be
see.
an upgrade at this point.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like if you're not getting Rodrigo and if you get Eze and if you get Sesko, I'm still very happy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. So
A
I'm
creative outlet off the left and a proper number 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, why not? That would be really good.
Cool. That was a lot of Arsenal talk. We've basically recapped our summer window so far. Hopefully, we see some positive things. Let's move on to the most exciting bit, I think, of the episode, which is Would You Rather? We'll go with Trisha first on every question because she hasn't seen them before. So let's go. Number 1, would you rather win the Premier League once but never qualify for Champions League again, or always qualify for UCL but never win the league? Sounds like this already happened to us.
Like you have a chance. You have a chance of winning the Champions League.
I was. No, you just wanna like speak for me. No, but I was just gonna say that I feel like if don't win the league again, but always qualify because we came so far this time. Okay, since Arteta got us back in the Champions League, we were quarters and we were semis. I think that we can win it. I might be delusional, but if we don't win the league again, okay, wait, no. This is tough.
No,
I'm gonna say qualify for Champions League all the time, but then we have a chance of winning it. So I'm loopholing here, and I'm assuming in my head that we win the
this Premier
Champions
League has
League.
been so close for the past
Yeah.
3 years. It's actually been heartbreaking.
Wait, but that's why it's draining. Like, fuck the Prem at this point.
No. I really want us to win the Prem, but I mean, the fact that it gives us a chance to win the Champions League. I mean, this just sounds so stupid, but I'd rather us qualify for the Champions
Yeah.
League every season and have a shot of at least winning some silverware over there at some point or the other.
But we'd never win.
Yeah,
the
we
league.
got it.
We've won a few leagues before. I
We've
mean, I was
won-
alive the
we've
last time
won,
we won. I saw us win our last league title, so that was pretty
Yeah, I
okay.
guess the win
Wow.
the
But you were
Premier
I was
League.
4.
Yeah, I was 7. I remember it though.
You couldn't have possibly been 4.
I was 4.
We won it in 2004.
No, she won in 2000.
Oh, you won in 2000. I thought you were 2001 or 2.
Okay, then I was 5 or 6.
But win the Premier League once seems very definite, and you don't want to be in that Liverpool cycle.
30 years of not winning a league title, but we're getting pretty close to it, to be honest. Yeah.
Getting very close to it. So I would tend to agree with both of you
Yeah.
and have a shot at winning the Champions
Yeah.
League. Because at that point, you at least know that your club is consistently performing well in the league.
That's a pretty straightforward answer, I would say. How much ever, like, I don't think y'all would ever win the league.
Because we've got so close, these like
The
not last year.
3
Close to
years,
the Premier
man.
League.
Yeah, close to
Yeah,
the Premier League
fair,
title. These
fair.
like those 2 years, the both title races with
Not
City.
last year. Yeah,
No,
the
I'm
City
talking
ones.
about both races with City.
Bought the one bottle job and then.
Would you rather
He's gonna say Henry. He's gonna say Henry.
Henry never played for Arsenal, but you win UCL once, or keep Henry's legacy?
Keep
with-
Henry's legacy, man. Fuck
with
this,
no
bro.
use,
Who
yeah.
the fuck is not going to keep Henry's legacy at their
Keep
club?
Henry's legacy.
This guy basically got me into watching Arsenal as a kid, man.
You
There's no
can't
way I'm
not
giving up
keep
Henry's legacy.
Yeah, absolutely
Him and
not.
Wenger, bro, that combo was just, I don't know, man. It
Combo.
was just,
Wait, so does that mean, for example, if you were to choose keep Henry's legacy,
That
it
we
means-
would never
we'll
win
never
the
win a
UCL?
Champions League.
No. I'm saying, does the Invincibles and everything go with it,
Yeah,
or
of
does that
course,
stay?
because Henry's not there.
Yeah, that's what the legacy is also, right? Like, no, 100% keep his legacy.
Henry's legacy is the only 2020, like 20
it's the
goals,
only
20
thing we
assists.
have going for us right now, honestly. At this point. Like, we peaked then.
Yeah,
And I wasn't even alive.
go ahead. Next question's good.
This one?
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay, would you rather go invincible again but finish second, or win the league with 5 losses?
Win the league with 5 losses.
Win the
I think
league,
it's
win the
easy.
league with 5 losses. But I mean,
I think it's
actually,
easy.
no, I actually misread it. I thought the
Win the league with 5
Where
losses?
did the Wenger
For sure.
Arteta question go?
Oh, that you want me to ask?
Oh,
a
yeah,
question?
exactly.
I thought that was a
What is
straightforward
this?
answer.
Wenger Arteta
So I
question.
deleted one question, but let me go back to
Yeah.
it.
We'll just go to it next.
Yeah. We got one. In my brain, I deleted it and brought it back, so I thought you were gonna do a reverse, but yeah. I guess this question is go invincible again is stupid. So
Yeah.
let's go
But-
to the next question.
But that brings us to a consensus that Invincibles overrated or no?
No, it's because we've
done
already
it.
done it.
We've done it.
Why do it a
Have
second
you?
time?
But it's
Okay.
invincible, but finished second. We went invincible and we won the league, which
yeah.
makes it special.
Yeah, that's
No
fair.
one would care if you went through the season unbeaten and came second.
Yeah, but it's how many
For a
draws?
Premier
What,
League.
14 draws?
It still won the league, no?
Doesn't
That's what it
matter.
is.
Winning the league is as good an achievement anyways, no?
Bro, even Alex
It makes
Ferguson
it even
said,
better. No?
Would you say Invincibles
But
is
wha-
a top 3 Premier League team all time? A top 3 okay, forget the team. Top 3 Premier League season of all time.
It's like having sex, bro. Like, you just masturbate, that's a great feeling. But when you have sex with someone, it's double the greater feeling, right?
I know what he's trying to say. He said we went invincible and we won the league.
Yeah,
This is
that's
going
fair.
invincible.
I'm not saying it's not an achievement.
Nice.
It's a good achievement. Maybe top 7 all-time Premier League achievements, but it's not like a top 3 Premier League season of all time.
What is your point, bud?
That it's overrated.
It's
It's
not
like, how
overrated.
can
The
you-
question
Arsenal
is
fans overrate the Premier League that season. For sure.
absolutely
how
not.
can you say so? We were playing
So
against
you
prime
do it.
Fergie's,
Tell
prime
Chelsea to
There's
go
Fergie's.
one team, we
invincible.
play them twice.
But it's prime Fergie's United who's winning
Which
every
other
other
team
league.
has
as
done
well.
it?
beat them.
No team
Yeah,
has
no other
done
team
it
has
in the
done
Prem, has
Your
it?
team which conceded 15
But we
goals
finished
in
with
the
more
league.
points. That's better, right?
No,
More
no,
points, a
you're
better
still
Zero
season.
losses.
But more points is a better season.
Zero
Zero
try.
losses.
You would say that you would rather have no losses and 81 whatever 81 whatever
84
points,
points,
84
yeah.
points than have 95 points and 1 loss.
Yes,
But we
yes.
won
That's
the league
ridiculous.
then.
Ask any professional
But
player, they'll also
first-
say the
No,
same
they
thing.
won't.
But we won the league then.
Yeah, we won the league
You're
too.
undeniably the best team. Nobody can say
Yeah, but you're
anything.
undeniably the best
yeah.
team. Every year you win the
But
league.
bro, no one can
No.
beat
No,
you.
What do you mean?
absolutely not.
They can say that we still beat you, like Aston Villa still beat you, or like Derby County still beat you.
But you
in
won
that-
the league. You're still the best team in the league.
No, but it doesn't matter. Here, no one has even touched you in the
No
league.
So
one-
you think
you
it's better than a
still-
City Centurion season?
But the
City treble
argument,
season.
The argument doesn't even come into
It's
play.
not. You know it.
On a bad day,
Absolutely not.
But then on a bad, you can say on a bad day that City. Who did City lose to that season?
Which one?
We lost one
The
game to City
Centurions
when we
and-
lost.
The
Yeah,
Centurion
they
one.
lost.
They
They lost
lost
to
a
Liverpool.
couple of
Yeah,
games, yeah.
So on a bad day, still
Liverpool
someone
did.
could get the better of them. On
Yeah,
that Arsenal
no one
season,
got the better
on
of
that,
us.
On that, in that season.
But you're not beating teams. You're drawing to teams.
But
So
we
you
did
can't go to
not.
Aston Villa and say we beat you all. We
But
drew
we
to you
still
all.
didn't lose.
But we
But they
didn't
did beat
lose.
us,
We
didn't
went
they?
Yeah, but that doesn't
unbeaten,
matter.
that's
You're
the
losing.
point.
You're drawing 14 games. Points are a clear example of how good you are in the year.
No, 100% I agree. But Zeus, there's a thing of going a whole season.
It's fair.
unbeaten.
That's respectable. But it's overrated. That's
a
all I'm
top- it's a
saying.
top
It's an
five-
achievement.
It's a top
Wait,
5
okay,
Premier
no,
League.
no,
five square.
wait.
You are treating it as if though we went unbeaten throughout the season and didn't win the league.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that we still ended up winning the league then.
That
so,
is the achievement.
So then, but why are you calling it
It's-
overrated?
it's
because it is
There's a
overrated.
reason we won the league is because we went unbeaten.
We got the we ate the cake and we got the cherry too.
Yes.
You all ate
Zeus,
no
shut
cake.
up.
You all ate no cake.
I went through the masturbation route and I don't understand.
You all
No,
ate
no,
no
it's-
cake
it's-
that year.
It's fine. Like
It's
I mean,
extremely overrated. One gold trophy means nothing.
it's a
Cole
top
Palmer's
5. It's a top
overrated.
5 Prem season of all time.
Okay. Next one. Bring back Wenger now as manager or stick with Arteta for 10 more years.
10 more years. No.
Oh,
Get
really?
Wenger back.
Why? Why
Sorry,
wouldn't you?
I can't do it.
But listen, do you remember how bad it was with Wenger in his last years,
Yeah,
where he
but
was
like-
getting outcoached by every single coach on the planet?
Can I answer this? I want Wenger back.
I want Wenger back.
I want that. I want Troops and Wenger back on
I hate
EFTV.
Troops. Oh
My
my
mom
God.
said she's a Wenger in fam. Are you mad? What are you putting in that tea fam? Dude, that was
AFTV
too
is
good.
so
Prime
toxic.
AFTV,
We would
bro.
get clapped. We would get clapped by every single big team we went against. 8-2 versus United, 6-0 against Chelsea, 10-2 against Bayern on aggregate.
But.
I mean, there's no but.
No, there is a but.
There is no but.
I'm telling you
Wenger in
there's
his
a but.
last years, I love him like
Let
he
the
was my
woman
own
talk.
father.
Yeah.
But 1 second, it's my turn. Okay.
No, I was just gonna say that.
But it's no. I mean,
10 more years of Arteta,
We'll win.
finishing second throughout.
who says we're finishing second? Who says we're finishing second?
Scared.
Let's go.
I love the truth. I love the
I can't do
truth.
Wenger again. I can't do Wenger's last years
Just get
again.
Emery back then and kill myself.
You were just praying to God that Emery left us like half an hour ago.
I am sarcastic.
Anyway, on that note, let's end. Great pod. Do y'all have
I have
any
a question. No, I have a question
Okay,
for you all.
okay, let's not end.
One question.
Let's not end.
Who do you all think we should get the Ballon d'Or this year?
Bro, I think that's such a tough question
That is really
to
hard.
answer.
No, that's what I really want to know.
And
Lamine Yamal.
Yes.
yes, you
Yeah,
think Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world right
He's
now,
the best.
Sammy.
A 17-year-old is the best player on the planet.
How
bro.
is he the best
Is
player
the
in the world
Euros
right
being
now?
counted in the...
Of course, it's the whole year.
No. The Euros, no.
From the Euro.
The Euros was
Euros
last
got
year.
dominated
Rodri won it for the
Okay.
Euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was still part of that team. So
I'm
no, he's
so
the
happy
best part of
Vinny
that
didn't
team,
win
bro.
it, man. I
But
think that would have been
But then
hell.
on paper, Dembele achieved more on a.
They can't just go to a Champions League win every year.
I'm sorry,
bro.
but
Yeah.
the French league is just like
It's-
I'm sorry.
No, but it's the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's
See,
the
I think
whole point
them-
was the Champions League.
I don't know like what the rankings of any ranking has come out or anything, but I think Dembele is top 2
It's
or
him and
top
Yamal.
3.
It's him
Yeah,
and
but
Yamal,
it is him and
Salah
Yamal.
dropped
Yeah.
out after the second half of the season.
Salah overrated
See, the
as
thing
fuck.
is that I
Yeah.
primarily watch the Premier League, so I'm comfortable in talking about the Premier League.
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or comes down to like you have to keep track of the domestic league and the Champions League and the various other domestic competitions that are happening, which is so impossible in this time where it's so debatable and grey and
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
There's not even an international tournament happening because usually the international tournament will happen
Usually
and
decides it. It usually
and the
decides
Champions
it,
League
yeah.
decide who's going to win it. But in this case, I just think it's really tough and anything I say will cause a debate or
No,
a-
of course. I mean,
No,
people
there's
will have people on
people-
both sides,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I'm just going to say Lamine Yamal because I liked watching him play
I
more.
love
was the
watching
best
him
player to
play.
watch.
Like he's
Bro,
just
every big game he played,
ridiculous.
every big game he played, he was the best player on the pitch. Whether
Yeah.
it was versus Madrid, whether it was Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, even though Rafinha got a hat trick in that game. But bro,
What about Rafinha?
Rafinha's a sharp.
But then,
Yeah.
but then I say
But
Lamar,
still
and then someone
yeah.
told me that how can you say that? Because Dembele has achieved more than him this season.
To be fair,
and he
I
was
would-
a better player.
I would
in
even,
the Champions League.
I think they're all fair arguments. I would actually even say Rafinha has a better argument
Yeah.
over Yamal to a certain extent.
They're
He was
sharp.
Barcelona's best, had the best output for Barcelona this year. Yamal was the best player, of course, but Rafinha's stats are insane this
Yamal
year.
and Pedri were Barcelona's best players this season,
Yeah.
but I mean, bro,
Output-wise,
the way
Rafinha
you
is-
see when
is
Yamal is playing on the
ridiculous
pitch, if you know, there was a Twitter comp guy who did, he just reversed Neymar
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
left
yeah,
and put him on the right
Yeah,
wing,
yeah. I
and it
saw
was
this.
just like I was like, bro, what is going on here? Like,
And then he started vacationing with Neymar in
yeah,
Brazil.
exactly. He started-
You know what? I just feel like if people are not for Lamine Yamal winning it, their only like probably argument is, oh, like he's so young, he has so much to whatever he grow, whatever. I think he's the best player in the world, and I'm
100%,
all
yeah,
for
he
him
is.
getting it.
Bro,
He's
There are
closest
people,
thing
there are
to
people
Messi.
shouting out
every
for
time he
Vitina
gets
as
the
well.
ball, every time he gets the ball on the pitch, you're like, what are you going to do?
But
You're
he's-
you're
he's just
leaving
so
in
much
front.
fun.
He's the
to
only one
watch.
that's
Box
ever
office.
given me like Messi kind of
Neymar,
talent
SK,
vibes.
just
Neymar,
Yeah.
man.
okay,
Fucking
relax,
Neymar,
bro.
man.
Respect
Fuck off.
Neymar.
Respect
Neymar,
Neymar, come on.
respect Neymar.
I love Neymar, but fuck him.
The Neymar vibes like that to Barcelona and then just
Him
to
and Suarez
PSG,
and
bro.
Messi, bro, was just.
And whenever he plays for Brazil, he's just like, bro, this is on me. And, he's
And Vinicius has scored 6 goals in 80 games, but let's not talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Bro.
I
He's
can't.
stand.
I
Any
can't
more
stand
questions? Any more last? So everyone's in agreement over here. Lamar.
Lamar.
Lamar. But thank you everyone so much for coming through and thank you for tuning in. Trisha, you want to plug anything? Your Twitter handle?
No, I don't
No?
want people to see my Twitter.
Okay.
I'm delusional on there. No,
Okay.
but it's a Chelsea hate page.
It's
so.
fine.
We'll add it in the bio.
It's fun
If
because
anybody wants
I
it.
follow all the football stuff that she tweets about and then every now and then there'll be something about K-pop. And I'm like, is she talking about a South Korean footballer or K-pop?
I don't like K-pop. I just like BTS.
Okay. So
But your
BTS.
feed must be very confusing then.
Yeah. It's very confusing.
It's yeah.
It is very confusing. Cool. So that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning in. You wanna plug anything?
I'm not plugging anything, man. I'll be here for another hour otherwise.
Wanna plug some mountains?
I actually just came back from my first work trip, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty
Congrats.
Congratulations.
31 years old by then.
Okay, not yet.
Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.